Bobcat in the second episode. He was like, and that one of them said, "Chase me, chase me." It was like trying to be like the Bobcat, and he was like, chase me, little boy.
Oh yeah, and now all you need is a badger to get a different honey badger, so you can have a different voice. It was good stuff, and also they released on Friday the same thing. They did a quick riff of the first scene of Stranger Things, which was pretty good. The best part of waking up is airing out my gut or something because he's walking with his shirt open.
Remember
what?
He was laying on the couch and he's like, "Is that a giant mashed potato statue?" Oh
no, yeah, This is Helicopter 9. We're doing a flyover of Grandpa's last meal. Yeah, it's pretty sad. It was good. It's really, really funny. So worth it. Then there was a song during a host segment in the middle of the Reptilicus one. It was "Every Country Needs a Monster" or "Has a Monster." That needs to be an MP3 because it was really, really funny. But overall, I really, really like it. As someone who watched the originals.
And in the middle, and when they were in the second episode, two of them came back with raccoon costumes on.
You're right. They came back with raccoon costumes on, and they were doing something with the rat. I don't know what they were doing.
And they were like knocking over cereal boxes.
Yeah, they were knocking over cereal boxes.
Right.
And they had the Bigfoot one. They had a picture of the Bigfoot from the movie on there.
Yeah.
And they had the wolf on there on one of them.
Yeah. That was pretty good. They're really, really hitting it out of the park. It's very fun. The only issue I have with it, I don't mind that they changed all the puppets' voices. Like, it's okay, the writers are still smart and the guys doing the puppets are still pretty good. But I do not like Gypsy's voice in this one. I don't. I think Gypsy was always that weird, like, has to sound like a guy doing a girl's voice, and it was like almost a play on Miss Piggy. And now it's an actual woman's voice, and it's kind of off-putting for me. But I don't know. I see that, and I don't mind the new mad scientist or the Mads, TV's son of TV's Frank. And
no, it's Max. Just call him Max.
It is Max. I like the new Mads. I like the skeleton crew theme, where all the crew on the moon base 13
are like skeleton bunnies.
Yes, they got like this weird skeleton motif in their gear and everything. It's pretty good. It was pretty funny. I really am enjoying it. The only issue I have is Gypsy's voice. I can't stand that. But that's what we've been doing this week. That's what we've been having fun with. Is we've been enjoying MST3K, the revival on Netflix.
You should call it MST 4K.
No, Mystery Science Theater 3000. It's really, really good. I think they did even a Transylvania 6500 joke during Reptilicus. I have to go back and rewatch it because I did fall asleep during half of Reptilicus.
Reptilicus was my favorite episode.
You fell asleep way earlier than I did. Did you even see Every Monster Has a Country?
Yeah.
Or Every Country Has a Monster?
Yeah.
The rap?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway, I think now is the time for dad jokes. I have a few of them that I've been telling you guys. I've been studying the pros and cons of living in Switzerland. And their flag's a big plus. What? That's a good joke. Did you hear that one, Michelle? That was a good joke, right? My Switzerland joke?
I wasn't paying attention, sorry.
Oh. Well.
Oh, the flag, the plus, yeah.
Or what about, I've been studying mountains. They're not just really funny, they're hilarious. Why don't math teachers make good conversationalists? They always go off on tangents. I was addicted to soap once. I'm clean now.
You've lost the room.
I've lost the room. We're going to just finish this up then. Thanks for listening to the Because I Said So podcast.
Does Jonas have a joke?
Jonas, do you have a joke? Josiah, do you have a joke? Because it's
No,
really
it's
just me
not.
talking at this point.
I don't have a joke.
Not
Okay. Who's there?
Ach.
Achu.
Bless you.
All right, we're going to wrap it up. It is late. It's 10 minutes to 10.
We're gonna wrap it up.
Yes, we are. Thanks for listening to the Because I Said So podcast. It's a father and son's podcast. You can find us on Facebook. We only have 27 likes, which means everybody on our page that has liked us has probably downloaded an episode. We thank you very much for doing that. If you haven't liked us on Facebook yet, please do so. Send us a message with a new dad joke, because clearly the boys are running out of dad jokes, and I have to kind of do the heavy lifting. So find us on Facebook. Send us an email at becauseisaidsopod@gmail.com. That's becauseisaidsopod@gmail.com. Got lots of other stuff we're working on. We will talk about more and more. Maybe have our own website at some point. That would be fun. And other things of that nature. As time goes on, we might actually buy more than one microphone so that we can be heard. And we've got plans for building a little studio area once we do some work around the house this summer. So we got lots of stuff going on. We're not going anywhere. Thanks so much for listening to us. You can find us as well on Stitcher, which has over 65,000 podcasts available. We're just one tiny fish in a giant sea. So if you like what you hear here, I'm sure they'll find something similar, but not nearly as awesome, over at Stitcher.com. Go over there, find us, look for Because I Said So Pod, leave a comment and a review there, or on iTunes. iTunes always helps, because iTunes is the #1 provider of podcast content in the world. And any review helps us feel better about ourselves, makes us feel like we're actually doing it. You can also find us on Spreaker, which is the host for this show. That's the Because I Said So podcast. Thank you very much for listening, and have a wonderful week. Not because you want to.
Because I said so.
That was very enthusiastic.
But nah.
It was
Dad.
like the most unenthusiastic interruption ever. Thanks for listening. Have a wonderful week. Not because you want to, but because I said so.
Dad.
It's very robotic.
Dad.
What?
I'm trying to be like.
No. They're not the hosts of the show. We're the hosts of the show.
Who's the host of the show?
That podcast website is not the host of the show.
Podcast hosting. They host. It's a website. You know, we tied the show up, and now you're trying to correct me.
We host the show, not
We host the show.
Lovely.
See you later, all.